Hey everyone, just wanted to talk about mental health. Um, this is a time for reflecting on mental health, and as you know, I'm um, contributing to Stop Soldier Suicide and bringing awareness to that. I was raised a military brat in the Navy, and I am a huge supporter of the military. And I myself have dealt with depression, suicidal thoughts at many points in my life. I feel like I'm a high emotional feeler, empathy. Um, I just feel things more intensely, connect to things a little more deeply, and as a result, I struggle with things more than most, I feel. Um, So I just wanted to talk about what it's like for me as someone that deals with depression and has dealt with suicidal thoughts. And, these are things that I cover in many of my podcasts that you've listened to, in my book. It's not something I run from anymore. I used to hide this side of me and just pretend like I was just happy and successful all the time. But it's a real thing. There's a number of artists that I have admired that have killed themselves, that seem like they have it all, seem like they're happy. Chester Bennington, like of Lincoln Park, was always running around with a huge smile on his face, like in a multi-bazillion album selling band and traveling the world, and um, killed himself on a year after his best friend Chris Cornell from Soundgarden, 𝐤𝐤𝐧𝐝, killed himself, who also seemed happy and successful. So I just want to bring light to one, at this time of Memorial Day, how much it means that our soldiers support us and act so bravely and courageously to do so. And the thought of them dealing with trauma and potentially committing suicide, or at the very least being depressed and anxious and having PTSD, that's something I want to bring awareness to. And then also just on a larger stage, dealing with depression and suicidal thoughts, and in people that are even viewed as successful, like me, or maybe even people that are, famous actors or celebrities or musicians, like I talked about. So, and lastly, I want to throw this out too, is that I feel like women are better at talking to others, especially other ladies, about what they're struggling with, and men are taught to suppress it, are taught to not show feelings, not have serious discussions. Quite often, we'll joke about, girls, or talk about sports or the weather, or, we can certainly have cerebral discussions too, but talking about, emotions and I'm struggling and I need help just doesn't come up very often with men. And so I do want to bring awareness to that too. And in particular, in some of the entrepreneurial circles I've been in, many of those men that are viewed as successful have been highly traumatized and struggle. And a number of them that I've talked to have been abused, have been sexually molested. And yes, as men, I would say at least 40% of the high-level entrepreneurial men I've talked to have been molested. So, I encourage anyone that's struggling right now to get help. And if you're thinking of committing suicide, please call the suicide hotline. And if I can do anything, please reach out to me, and I'm here for you. And I'll help in any way I can. And if you can donate to some of these causes, including the one that I'm matching you guys and your donations on this week of Stop Soldier Suicide, I would appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. And I'd also like if you could support me with my book and my podcast, where basically every podcast I talk about the reality of my successes and my wins and the amazing things I'm doing, but I also talk about my struggles and how those are part of my beauty and depth. And it's what allows me to connect and be all the amazing things that I am. And, the book goes into a lot of depth on that stuff too. And I feel like it's gotten a lot of great feedback, not just for all the biohacking stuff and the cool supplements, but the realness of it. And if it can help someone not struggle, if it can help someone not feel alone, then I've done my job. I feel like that's actually the most important thread in the book, is me telling my stories and saying I'm far from perfect and I struggle. And the whole idea of the energy formula is because I've lived a life without energy. I've lived a life where I was on the edge of existence, where I was in so much pain, inflammation, and sadness that I constantly thought about killing myself and struggled with depression. So thank you for listening to this. I appreciate you. If I can help you in any way, please let me know. Thank you.